Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Divine Mother of the Universe, hold our hand, guide us from unreal to real. Bless us that we may understand the wisdom of the ancient rishis and of the modern time, to take us from darkness of ignorance to the light of wisdom. Take us, Mother of the Universe, Gurudevas, Babaji, Krishna, Divine Mother, from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti. Check. The intention is today to, the world over, this very special mantra, Om. The speciality of this mantra, origination of the mantra, and what the world is talking about, that if you just follow the Vedanta thing, if you just follow that mantra, you will attain liberation. And if you look at the history of this mantra, from pre-Vedic times to Vedic times, it has continued. Hinduism has been the foundation for all religion. I don't know if you've ever reflected upon it. Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, they're all because of the origination through Hinduism. But this Omkar, what we're talking about, is beyond all religion. And if you look at Omkar has been there. Times had written an article on meditation about 4 to 6 years back in US. And on the meditation in the beginning, the symbol they had given was the Om. The Om kind of stands now for spirituality, world over. But the significance of this Om, we will go over it and deal with it. And we'll make it available also virtually, so that people who are not very comfortable to have come today, and maybe we will take it on continuously. So, perhaps the most well-known mantra, the most popular. Even Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, they have Om Mani Padma. Jainism, all other isms, of course. In Christianity, it is Amen. And if you look carefully, Amen of Christianity, Amen of Islam, and Om of this Sikhism, Tibetan Buddhism, Hinduism, they all have the same feelings to you. Physical feeling, spiritual feeling. So if you look carefully, if you say Om, you'll find that the navel gets constricted. If you do it, Om, as you're saying, navel gets constricted. You say, Amen, same thing happens. Amen, same thing happens. So it is in almost all religions have discovered this. Islam is about 1800 years, Christianity is about 2200 years. And this Om origination through the Veda is about 6000 years plus. We don't know the exact time through which, but it is estimated to be 6000 years and more. Certainly 5 to 6,000 years. Exact identification, and nobody is really bothered about. Many Upanishads are lost because of these. A lot of invaders came down and they destroyed our temples and books and materials. Some of them were hidden and they have. So today, I want to take you across the significance of Om in Hinduism. They generally signify Om means and signifies Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all three. And amongst the Upanishads, as you know, Vedanta is Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, and some other, but generally these three are the main things. Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, and Upanishad. And they have a nice sloka to say, Upanishad Nama Vedanta Pramana. Vedanta Nama Upanishad Pramana. It's either way. Meaning, if you want to talk about Vedanta, it is Upanishad. And if you're talking about Upanishad, it is Vedanta. The Vedanta actually means end of all knowledge. Veda is knowledge, Anta is end. There are two other meanings. They call it, Vedanta actually means the significantly conclusive knowledge of the spirituality. Conclusive, meaning without any doubt. And there is another meaning. And this is one of the very famous professor in the current time. He came out with this meaning in US. He's a Harvard professor. Professor Arindam Chakraborty, Bengali gentleman. Very famous, very, very learned gentleman. He says Vedanta Anta means the cutting edge of knowledge. It cuts through all other knowledge. Very nice way. Anta is also like a knife. Knife's Anta is a sharp edge, the cutting edge. The knowledge is cutting edge. Cutting edge of the knowledge is Vedanta. Now, in coming back to the Om, we have amongst the Upanishad, there is Muktika Upanishad, which lays down the names of, we are going to talk about Om, but I have to give a little bit of background of this, lays down the names of all the 108 Upanishads. And most of them are preserved, some are lost. And Upanishads in the ancient time, right from kindergarten age, children were guided to learn them. They used to live with the teacher at home, gurus, in the jungle, in the hut, in the ashrama, and learn there. Amongst them, Shankaracharya identified 10 Mukhya Upanishad. And they became Mukhya because Shankaracharya is the one who did that. He studied all of them and he wrote Karika to understand. Name is Karika. Upanishad Karika. Mandukya Karika, like that. And even before him, his guru is Govindapada, and before him is Gaurapada. Gaurapada wrote Mandaka Karika and many other Karika. This Mandaka is considered to be, which is what I wanted to cover today, is the essence of all Upanishads. What Vedanta is trying to talk about, Mandakya Upanishad, this thing is the smallest. You know, the whole Upanishad has got only 12 mantras. You can put it into an A4 sheet. And these 12 mantras, on which to make it understandable by devotees, Vedanta studies, common people, Gaudapada wrote 252 stotras to explain them. I had mentioned in my Thursday talk, it is 152. That is a mistake. I went ahead and, I studied. This was 1986 or 81, something like that is this one. Same Mandakya. And this is 2019. Even Ramakrishna Mission, they used to charge 20 rupees for this book. Now Ramakrishna Mission charges 100 rupees for this. Meaning, and so much of work has gone in which while studying, I could see that it is $252. So just imagine 12 mantra to explain for the common people to understand. He's gone and written 252 slokas. This is how. So, in Bengali we call it dhani lanka. There is a small tiny chili, very tiny. Have you ever seen it? No? It's very tiny. Indira seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very spicy. Hot.
Very spicy. Extremely spicy. They call Mandakya Upanishad, and especially the learned people, Vivekananda used to call it Dhani Lanka. It's very heavy. Essence of the entire Vedanta. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is the largest Upanishad. And imagine condensing all the Upanishads, which is the essence. And it is so powerful and so important that many great Westerners, Schopenhauer, German, he got hold of this through that which Darashiko, Muslim time, he was very fond of, he was more of music and literature, social exchanges. He was a Persian, very fond of all this. He unearthed this and got it translated in Persian language. And he called it Upanikhat instead of Upanishad. Entire Upanishad. And Schopenhauer got hold of it in Germany. It went on to Europe. There is a beautiful book of the travel of Upanishads to Western world, written by one of the Ramakrishna monks. So here, in which they've identified that the most powerful is Mandakya Upanishad. In fact, it goes on to, Hanumanji, we have in our Indian mythology, Hanumanji, he's very famous, very powerful, and very devoted, loyal devotee. He once went and asked Ramachandra, how can I get mukti? How will I get nirvana? Sri Ram answers it. He says, Mandakya ekabelam alam mumukshaye vimuktaye. Mandakya alone is good enough to give you mukti. And naturally, people don't have time today. So they all want mukti, they all want liberation. That's the purpose of human life, more or less, everybody's realizing it. It's not to earn money and create some assets and then don't carry the asset with you when you die. You go off to another world. And we are not clear. Some religion don't believe in that other world. And some religion believes in that other world. Other world is there. More or less in every religion. After death, something. Except one or two, like Buddhism doesn't believe in it. Buddhism believes in reincarnation. But Buddhism doesn't believe in God. All religion talks about God. There is something called God. Buddhism doesn't. So now, this mukti. What is mukti? Freedom from suffering. Mukti is realizing who you are. The moment, as per the Upanishad, the moment you realize who you are, what is this who am I? This who am I is this journey is which Mandakya Upanishad is pointing out, and in which the most powerful first two chapters, two mantras, is talking about what is this human existence. And then the rest of it is talking about Omkar. In other words, just see, considered to be the heaviest, condensing the entire essence of Upanishad. The essence of Vedanta is Mandakya, in which it's concentrating only on Om. So that's why I thought that we will cover this today, some of it. It is, as I'm studying them, it gives you a different kind of an understanding. Most people are not aware. We are not aware of it. So what is it? Mandakyam ekamevalam mumukshatam vimuktaye. So the general message of the Vedanta and the general message of the Mandakya is that thou art. Other places, other religion, whatever the religions are, you will find religion always talking about that if you live well, if you do good things, then you will meet God. God is there, book says so. And how will you meet God? Why can't I see God? Because God lives somewhere else. God is in the heaven. And you can meet God, you can see God, but after death. So see, the most religion is talking about God is there. And if you look carefully, all religion, if you divert them, they're either thou or that, orientated. That is God oriented. And thou is you oriented. You oriented is Vedanta, Advaita. Not Dvaita Vedanta, not Sankhya. Sankhya talks about God. And there is other like Dvaita, Vishishta, Vedanta, etc., etc. It goes on, which talks about there is God. But in Advaita Vedanta, it's talking, essence is that God is none other than you. There was a gathering in which 300 years of their celebration of the Guru Nanak Guru Granth Sahib was done in Nanded. And they had invited from all religion, everybody had come. In there, some Buddhists had also come. And everybody had gone up to the stage and were talking about their religion, their God, their ways of reaching God, salvation principles and all that. And these Buddhists, the monks, senior, good, learned monks, very good, they were quietly sitting at the back and smiling. What the message was, what God? God is you. So this is Tao oriented. That oriented is God. So these are two religions. If you look at any religion, if you do dissections and find out that and thou. So in Advaita Vedanta, it's saying that thou art. Tat tvam asi. In Mandakya, these are called the Mahavakyas. There are 4 major Mahavakyas that the Advaita Vedanta talks about and given down in Vedas. So Tat Tvam Asi, we just talked about. Vedaranyaka is talking about Aham Brahmasmi. Prajnana Brahman, Atharva Veda. And Mandakya Upanishad is talking about I am Atman Brahman. Now these Mahavakyas, we will not delve into it. Today our topic is something else. We have done some talks on Mahavakyas earlier. But the essence of these Mahavakyas are telling God is not like after you die, then you will meet God. Or God is not in another place or another time. Time is after death. Place is heaven. What is the beauty about the Vedanta which intrigues me more and more and more, and why Westerners today, Leo Tolstoy, fell in love. This book, Waking, Dreaming, Being. This is Evan Thompson. He is from Canada. He's a professor in British Columbia. He's written this book. And the beauty is, you know what, I find some people are very allergic to today. India has become India, the country of Vedas and Vyasa and Ganapati Muni. He is not fond of reading anymore because of this Western influence. We all want to, do quick learning. We don't want to read. We don't want to write. We don't want to understand. We don't want to dig up the rich heritage of our earlier. But the beauty is what I'm saying, that today significant centers of knowledge in the world, like Harvard, like NYU, New York University, like Princeton, like Stanford, like British Columbia, they all are doing research on Vedanta and getting elevated. There's a young man recently, it can't be more than 15 years. He was found in one of the caves in Himalaya. And one of the learned monk who's talking about it, Swami Sarvapriyananda is talking. He happened to meet him. He had taken some, I think, exact time, I don't know, it's a long time. He went and lived in Himalaya to do like the Himalayan yogis. Though he was a monk of Ramakrishna order, and Ramakrishna order people do go for, like that, they go and live for a while in isolation. But he went for a long time. So there he used to roam around the Himalayas. So there he met this gentleman, and this gentleman is fluent English speaking, very modern guy. And what surprised Sarvapriyananda is saying, that this gentleman went for a study in a premium Ivy League school in US, college study. And there, while studying, just think, while studying, he happened to come across Schopenhauer. And he started reading Schopenhauer's books, and which talks about India. Just think, he's an Indian. From India, he's gone abroad. There he is studying various things, among which he got into Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer is introducing what is India. Just think, studying that, he was so moved, meaning, just think, that means in India it is not available. He was so moved that he came back to India and became a monk. And naturally, everybody else, I have another such book, Infinite Paths to Infinite Religion. Oil Maharaj, you've seen him. Very young, your age. And he's born and brought up in US. Bengali family. He's become a monk. He's in Velur Math. He's a trainer now. He is a professor and he's done his PhD from Princeton. He has written several books. Very young guy. So journalist was asking him, what about the reaction from your parent? So he said, naturally, very bad. But now they've understood that he's taken up and chosen up a different and a better and a bigger life. Oil Maharaj is another one. Highly qualified, very sharp. And we Indians don't want to study books. It's very, very unfortunate. These message of these four Mahavakyas, that this self is the absolute, is the essential, is the ultimate. And Mandukya is talking about through Omkar, you can attain that. So Hanumanji asked, you are saying, Mandukya Eka Adam, one alone Mandukya will give me Mokshatam Vimuktaye. What if I don't get liberation? He asked him. The Ramachandra, Sri Ram told him, then list of 108 Upanishads, you study all of them. So if you look at it in the modern time, you and I must start studying this. Read a little bit. There are wonderful resources available today which you can study and understand. It's not complicated. I often think if a monkey like me can understand, anybody can understand. There used to be one cook, Chinese cook, Yang. He used to give him TV, this how to cook Chinese style. He's a Cantonese style cook. I used to love watching it. We all love Chinese food. I used to watch it. He used to give inside tricks. And he used to say always start with the show, end with the show. He used to start with the show by saying, if Yang can cook, you can too. I'm saying if I can understand Upanishad, everybody can understand Upanishad. I had no idea about all this. So I will not get into, I've got them on those, the four Vedas. I put them in the slide. Those who are interested can go through them. There are names of the Upanishads, 10 Mukhya, and Shweshastaraya Upanishad is the one, the 11th one. And they say there is commentary written by Shankaracharya, but the wise people say it doesn't look like, this language doesn't look like his. So they are sticking on to the 10. 10 called Mukhya Upanishad. I've given down the list. And the monks in Himalaya, to remember the names of these 10 Upanishads, they have a very nice rhyme. It's quite fun to look at that. The way they sing something like this. Ishakena katha prashna mandakya taittariya hi aitairiyam chandakya priyadarnakyam tadam katha. They give the 10 name. The nice way they made out a short form, typical Indian way. So, what does Sri Ram say? Mandakyam ekamevalam mumukshayam vimukte. Why is it? Central message of Advaita is packed into Mandakya and 12 mantras and saying that thou art. That God is actually thou. It is not up there in the heaven. And Mandakya is not going here and saying that to attain it, you have to get into samadhi. You have to do this, fasting and practices. There is Sri Ravi Shankar. He is talking that he had gone to one of the Kumbh Mela and he wanted to go down and ask one of our very famous monks with a big group of his devotees. They were all in there. So he goes and does a pranam and he says, I want to learn from you. Teach me something. So Ravi Shankar ji is explaining. He says, this monk is oldish monk. He says, if you want to learn from me, you have to live here only on potatoes for 6 months. After that, I'll start teaching you. Meaning these kind of restrictions and all are there in most of it. That you have to live like this. You have to sweep the place for so many years. Then only you will come into understanding stage. But look at Mandakya. Mandakya is making it very simple. And it is so heavy that people like Gaudapada has written 252 slokas to make them understand. And this is being today taught in Western world. And you and I don't know anything. So I thought that is why we will go into it. And that absolute, that divinity is talking that, look, you cannot understand this world until and unless you are not in coma, you're not unconscious, you're not in deep sleep. By the way, when this session was going on, New York, Vedanta Ashram, Sarvapriyanandaji, he's telling, please wake him up. He's gone into the 3rd stage of Samadhi. I'll make you listen to it. And he did this during the talk 3 times. Meaning somebody was going on to sleep continuously. We get bugged now here, somebody is sleeping. It is happening all over. And Sarvapriyananda says very simply, he says, listen, people don't know how tired they are. They're very tired. Their mind is tired, their body is tired. They're going on, trudging along every day. And when they come down and sit in a very calm place, before the mind and body kind of synchronizes to start learning something, the first thing happens, body goes to sleep, relaxed, mind goes to sleep. And after that little bit of thing, when it comes up, then they are now alert and they can listen to something. So he just says once in a while, wake them up a little bit. It was quite amazing because we generally think this must be happening to so-and-so guy and so-and-so guy is sleeping and like that. It is happening everywhere. You remember in Vices also, in Ranchi, we were seeing this happening. People, one monk, their early morning, they have to get up at 4 o'clock and meditate from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 4:30 to 6:30, 2 hours. 4:30 to 6:30, in which minimum is 1 hour meditation you have to do. And if you want, you can do 2 hour meditation. Most of the monks. And one of the monks is saying, when I thought, what a beautiful meditation I am getting into, suddenly somebody poked me. Hey, why are you sleeping? He said, that monk is saying, I'm not sleeping. He says, you want to sleep, sleep, but don't stop snoring. Your snore is disturbing me. I can't meditate with your snoring going on. Meaning this guy in such sleep, he thinks he's meditating beautifully. He is actually gone into oblivion. So see, you have to be calm, peaceful, and then you get into this state where he's talking about that we, all of us, we are living, we're alive, and we perceive this world through our eyes, ears, touch, taste, through our body, through our mind, through our intelligence. We are perceiving that world. So we learn, we teach, we meet people, have relationship, we have our educational degrees, business, living, profession. This is called awakened state, Jagrat. We are awakened. We've woken up. This is the first stage. But this stage you cannot do until and unless that consciousness is there with you. The consciousness is there and is through you, your 5 senses, connecting the 5 senses through the body, through the eye, ear, etc., to your brain. And through the brain to the mind. But the mind cannot do anything unless the mind gets the power, like the moon gets the power from the sun. Otherwise, moon is not visible. Moon gets the power from sun. So the mind gets the power from this consciousness. That means if I'm unconscious or if I am in coma, world is vanished. And when I come back from coma, if I do, or if I come back from unconscious state or sleep state, deep sleep state, I realize that I was in unconscious state. But during the unconscious state, what happened, I don't recollect. During the coma state, I don't know what has happened. That means the consciousness is the one which is telling you what did you do. Deep sleep state. You remember if you have a good deep sleep, when you wake up, you say, no, I had a beautiful sleep. But you don't remember anything because when you go to the deep sleep state, your mind has gone up to sleep. Your brain has gone up to sleep. Your body has gone up to sleep. So you left your body, left your mind, left your brain. Brain is with the body, gone. But the consciousness is there. And that tiny consciousness has the memory how was your sleep. Tells you that's why you had a good sleep and not disturbed sleep. So the first stage is called the waker. Sanskrit, Jagrat. We call it a Bengali Jagrato. That is Jagrat. Sanskrit Jagrat. Second is, after the day's work and etc., we are tired and we go off to sleep. Sleep state. Notice we are alive. We are woken up. We are working, earning, living, doing things, teaching, knowing people, relationship, Jagrat. Then go on to sleep, retire to my bed. I'm sleeping. That's another state called Swapna or sleep state. Dream, sleep state or sleep, dream state. Swapna, Susupti. And then come the deep sleep state. After, totally gone up to deep sleep. So we are having these three states: awakened state, sleep or dream, and dream and sleep, and total sleep, deep sleep, when there is no mind, no body at all. Three states. And these three states are actually being expressed by Om. So if you look carefully, Om, we say Om like that. It is actually in Sanskrit A, U, and M. In English, A, U, N. But people may make a mistake. Instead of Om, they will say Aum. That sounds like a lion roaring. Aum. Now, the A and U in Sanskrit makes a sandhi and becomes O. It is A-U-M, but A and E, A and U become O. So O and then M. So this is A-U-Ma. A is what? A is Jagrat, woken state. You notice when you are chanting that mantra, actually first you're starting with the Jagrat state. And as you're chanting it, you're going into this dream sleep state. And when you're going to, that is the deep sleep state. And after, if you chant, we chant, no? Om. And after this, is a silence. Because the breath is finished, now I have to take a deep breath again to start. So there is a silence. And this silence is the fourth state. And what Mandukya is saying, waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, and this is called the Turiya. Turiya in Sanskrit actually means four. And this word Turiya came actually from Gaudapada. He gave this name Turiya, the fourth state. And the Mandukya is telling us that the waker, dreamer, deep sleep, three states. Waker, body, mind. Dream, sleep, dream state. Your body is lying in the bed, but you have another body in the dream. You are moving around, interacting with people. Your senses are working. Not one senses with the body is in the bed, but another one. And you got another mind. That is the dream mind. And you're living another world there. That dreamer. And then the deep sleep state. In the deep sleep, mind, brain, everything is silent. Consciousness is there. But when the silence comes, that silence is Turiya, that is you. He says, who am I? That silence is you. What happens is you and I associate ourselves with this body, with this name. And I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm this age, I've got this responsibility, right? And I have to look after these people. This is how we are living the awakened state. Even in the dream states, sleep state also we are thinking about those. And deep sleep state, totally silent. But this is the three state. Actually, it is taking birth from the Vandakya status, from the deep, that silent state. Silent state, Turiya, is the seed to our being right now here. Whatever you and I doing, at whatever age, young baby, look at it. Baby is born. Baby is growing. You and I were babies, we are growing, we have grown. But something within you tells you that you were a baby and you were like that. Something within you tells you, your mind, Your brain did not know anything at that time, and now subsequently you've gone to school, you've gone to college, you've learned this, you've learned languages, and you've become knowledgeable, and you have this duty. Who's telling that? As per Mandakya, this is all in that fourth one, which is the seed. In the seed form, it gives, like an apple seed gives germination to an apple tree, apple fruit, apple flowers, like that. That seed gives the germination of yours and my waking state, sleep state, dream state, and deep sleep state. All the three states. From where? That silence. And that silence is peace. Immensely powerful. It can do anything. Now, if you recollect, we had talked about it in Chandogya Upanishad. Student comes back from Gurudev's house and tells father, I have come back, I've learned this, I've finished, like graduation from. And father asks him, have you learned that? The father saw that he's feeling very proud that he's finished. He realized that he has to be brought down to places. So he tells him, have you learned that? By which, learning one subject, you can learn everything. Now, son says, by learning one, father is Aruni, Uttalaka. How can I learn one thing and learn everything? If I learn maths or English or language, I learn only that much. How can I, by learning one thing, learn everything? And in Chandogya Upanishad, father Uddalaka, another name Aruni, goes ahead, and the student's name is Shvetakit. He's very famous in Mahabharata. He is very famous. He showed it to the people that you should live a pious life and how to live that pious life. He became a very famous sage. Shvetaketu was told by his father 9 times, same word, you are that. And giving example, how can it be one thing? Is it same? Let's look at a gold ornament and then look at any gold ornament. You know the material cause of that ornament. Material cause is gold. If you know the material, you know all the cause, all the effect. This gold ornament looks different, shapes are different, usages are different, stone setting, fitment, etc. are different. But the gold is there, constant. Look at thousands of waves in the ocean. And the ocean. Huge ocean, thousands of waves. Each wave says, I am separate, he's separate, this is tsunami, this is bubble, this one is froth. They have not studied in the school properly. That's why they're poor. I am good, I am big, I'm doing. And then suddenly sees this big tsunami wave. Waves are many. But when you look at all the waves as one thing called water, then they are all one. Same way, material cause is water. Material cause of, let's say, any wooden furniture is wood. Any clay item, utensils, pot, it is clay. The same way, Mandakya is saying that all of us have one thing in common, and that's called the consciousness. Why is it important? Whatever you ask that consciousness, when you get connected, you will get it. And this is what in the Western world call it goal setting. willpower, power of subconscious mind. The book Secret written on this principle. But they don't know that. It's only the Vedanta tells you why and how. Now, Mandukya is not claiming that until and unless you do this discipline, live like this, go into samadhi, practice meditation every day, you will not attain oneness. He says you can attain. All you have to do, you have to practice knowing, discover the secret. If you know that is secret, you know that it is the turiya, the silent state. Just by knowing it, that's good enough. How is it good enough? And this is where the entire Mandukya Upanishad, that's all those sutras are telling you, that if you just realize it, that I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, just know it, just know it. Yes, you have to take care of the body, take care of the mind, take care of the temple, to take care of the deity inside. But you are not something inside a heart or inside a brain. You're the consciousness which is every part of your body, everywhere in your body, and that consciousness is where else? Everywhere. The Mandukya is going in and telling that in our understanding, and we will do that practice, in that practice through the meditation practices, we are getting knowing about that awareness. Awareness is consciousness, is like moonlight is sunlight. The awareness is like moonlight, sunlight is consciousness. What is awareness? Like all of us are aware right now. I'm sitting here. I'm listening to a boring talk. I'm aware. Something about Mandukya. That guy has gone off to sleep. He's also aware. I'm sleeping. I'm in this Vedanta ashram in New York. Think. You're just aware that this body, it's like you're using a car. You say this is my car. But you don't say the car is me or I am the car. You can feel one with the car. Feel so close and take care of it so well. I used to say that. I used to fly in the aircraft. I used to say, this aircraft feels an extension of me. That's oneness. That oneness doesn't mean the aircraft and you have become one. Your mobile. You love this. You say, this is my mobile. But the mobile is not you. Neither are you the mobile. It is my mobile, my hand. But the hand is not me. My body. It is my body. The body is not me. This is the realization awareness is Mandukya trying to bring about. This mind changing, happy mind, angry mind, upset mind, sad mind, heavy mind, light mind, tranquil mind, peaceful mind, disturbed mind. I am noticing the changes. Who is this I? That I is the turiya, which is not touched at all. And it is going ahead and explaining. In this book, even Thompson is saying, instead of BC, before Christ, and instead of AD, as you know, after the birth of Jesus Christ, it's called, in Latin, I think it's called Anno Domini, AD, after the beginning of Christ. Even Thompson is saying it should be called, the history should be named as before Upanishad and after Upanishad. Can you imagine? This is the power in their wisdom they're giving from the Western world, and you and I know nothing about it. And we're pretty happy not knowing. And eating, sleeping, doing something, busting up some fun time, and then suddenly die. And this is why, as per Vedanta, we keep on and on and on and on. We are not growing from where we're supposed to. So, this three status of the Omkar: waking, dreaming, deep sleep, going into the deep sleep state. And in the deep sleep state, you're not realizing it. That is the time when you're actually recuperating, your heart slows down, and your mind calms down. So you feel fresh, you feel rejuvenated, and you like to be. And some people like to be in that state. So they take sleeping pills, or they take drugs, or they take alcohol, to go into that state and stay there. Why? Because body is not there, mind is not there. They're very happy. Our intention is stay in control. Now, body, mind, name, form, everybody is separate. Mind is separate, body is separate, knowledge is separate, memory is separate. Everything is separate. But the consciousness is one. This is a very powerful understanding of the Vedanta. Consciousness is one. Like thousands of waves, but the water is one. If I know water, so when somebody says waves have water in it, we say, no, very nice water. This ocean has water in it. This river water, holy water, is in it. As per Vedanta, it is a wrong statement. Why wrong? Very simple. This glass has water in it. I can separate the water. I can separate the glass. It will become two objects. Can I separate the water from the wave? I can't. If I take away the water from the wave, wave will vanish. If I take away the water from the river or the ocean, river or the ocean will vanish. The water is the essential ingredient. Gold is the essential ingredient in the gold ornament. Maybe any form. Maybe tiara, maybe necklace, maybe bangle, maybe paije, whatever. If I take away the gold, it's not a gold ornament. It can be steel, silver, any other ornament. It is the gold is essential. It is the water is the essential. It is that clay is the essential. It is that consciousness which is the essential for you and me. Not the body, not the name, not the form. This is what is. And this consciousness has got what? Got a name. She is called Brahman. Definition of this consciousness is in Taittiriya Upanishad. We have started off now Upanishads. Today we started Mandakya Upanishad. This Upanishad, Vedanta, world over, everybody is studying, and the more I am studying it, and I am feeling so bad, nobody taught us before. At least we should start off the journey. What has happened? What happened? We will learn something new, some knowledge, like calculus or trigonometry or, space science or something like that. No. You will learn about you. And that you is, the beauty is like water is in every wave. Now look at it, understanding the situation. Think, when the ocean is chirpy, lots of waves of different shape, size. What happens when the ocean becomes calm? What happens when you melt the gold ornament? Shape, sizes, they're gone. Now it is what? It's a lump of gold. So essential material is the gold. Essential material of the ocean is the water. Can you say that that particular part was Robin Ghosh wave? And this is so and so wave? You can't. It's all one. So the Mandukya Upanishad, so this simple 12 mantras is trying to tell us the most powerful message of Vedanta. You are that consciousness, and that consciousness is the Turiya. It's the fourth state. And if you just realize it, you don't have to do practices also. If you just know it, it's like you know, I'm a girl, I'm a man. You know it. That's it. And you notice your automatic conduct, behavior, activities, everything is directed accordingly. And the beauty is just like that water is there everywhere, and everything is because of the water, and it is because water itself has chosen to be bubble, to be froth, to be wave, to be ocean, to be river, to be cloud, to be glass in the glass for drinking. The water is chosen. Same way, I'm not talking about as if water is got a life and water is kind of. Water has consciousness. This table has consciousness. This is another thing, as you study Vedanta, you will learn. Consciousness is in everywhere, in everything. You say, no, God is everywhere. Where is this everywhere? Everywhere. Tell me one place where there is no God. Those who don't believe in God, they believe in energy. Everywhere there is energy. Which is, matchstick has got energy. Table has got energy. The glass has got energy. So how you want to call it, our westernized mind comfort zone. Otherwise, that Mandukya is talking about, this is why Rama says, Mandukya alone, Hanumanji will get you the mukti. If you just understand this, just think Sri Ram alone is guiding Hanuman towards mukti. Mandukya ekabimbalam, mumukshayam vimukte, will give you liberation. So why not study that? And what happens? You will see end of all suffering. Whatever caused you discomfort, caused you problem, caused you pain, caused you shortage of money, good relationship, harmony, everything will come pouring down. Why? Because everything in the universe is controlled by that consciousness. If I know gold, I know all the ornament. If I know water, I know anything where the water itself has gone to make it. If I know consciousness, and if I see this consciousness in everyone, then you are not separate. You have a different body, mind, name, form, but you're not separate. But you realize it. So that's why great masters, they accept everyone. Even the worst dog or a worst dog of a human being also. That's why you find Sai Baba and all of they worship dogs also. There is a beautiful story. Holy Mother Sharda. Once one girl who used to cook food for the ashrama. And those days, they were very staunch about this touching lower caste and high caste and not pure. I have heard from my Chota Mausi does that very often, my aunt. She's in 93 plus. And this maid servant comes and says, Ma, I made a mistake. I've touched a dog. Dog has touched me. I have to take a bath. And it was cold. And you bath when you go to pond and take a bath. Very kind of a difficult proposition in the village. So Holy Mother tells him it's all right. It's okay, you just wash your hand. Holy Mother Sharada, just imagine those days. Close to 180 years ago. staunch. Please do this and do that was going on. She had this wisdom. She said, just wash your hand and feet, you are okay. But this girl said, no, I can't cook for you, mother, unless I take a bath. The Holy Mother says, okay, do one thing. Take a little Ganga Pani and drink it. You'll be pure. But the maid's mind is not clear. Maid says, no, mother, I must. Then Holy Mother says, you know what? She says, okay, you just touch me. You'll be pure. And that means she's telling the world, and it is written down there. If you like, I'll show it to you. That means she's saying, I know who I am. She's considered, Holy Mother is considered that she is the Divine Mother who took birth. Mother Saraswati took birth. Mother Saraswati, Kali, or Durga, Divine Mother, Mother of the Universe, they're all one. And now through Mandakya Upanishad, see what did Hanumanji was asked by Sri Ram. What do you think of me? Who's Sri Ram? God. What do you think of me? The Hanumanji is saying, Deha buddhaya daso ham. If I look at myself as by this body, then I'm your servant. He says Jiva buddhaya. Jiva buddhaya. Jiva is called sentient being. Sentient being, the meaning, you can look up in the dictionary. Anybody who is aware. 5 senses you use to know. He's a sentient being. I know this computer, this table with my 5 senses. So I'm Jiva. He says, Jiva Buddhaya, I'm your part. Like you're an ocean, I'm a wave. Like that. And then Hanumanji says, Atma Buddhaya, when I look at myself as the soul, as the spirit, as Atman, then Tameva Aham, you and I, we are one. And this is that oneness is Mandakya Upanishad is talking about. Just know this much, that you and I are not separate. You have a different body. You have a different name, form, function, country, creed, color, texture, age, lots of barriers. But we are one. And this is the oneness which is the end of all suffering. Where does suffering begin? The moment you give yourself a name and a form, and this is why Brahman cannot be named. It has been given. Brahman is not a name. It's not like Krishna, Durga, or Kali, or Shiva. Brahman in Sanskrit means vast. Vast what? Vast ocean, vast country, vast Greenland, range. No. The moment you say vast ocean, notice you're putting a limit in it. Have you ever thought of it this way? See, Vedanta gives you a different way of thinking. Your mind expands. The moment you say vast, let's say Atlantic Ocean, that means what? There is a limit, no? After that starts Indian Ocean or Pacific Ocean or land or America will start. But just vast. There is no end. And Brahman means just vast in English, meaning infinite, limitless. And that limitless is consciousness. What is this consciousness? Everything in this universe is created by consciousness. And consciousness will remain there. What happens when we die? What is death? This body dies. Body grows, body decays, body dies. Something is knowing. Body was a baby, this was me, this is me, this is my college days, this is my office days, this is my old age days. Something knows it, and that is that consciousness, which is what Mandakya is saying. And when you die, what happens? Body is cremated, body is buried. That's Sthula Sharira. There is a Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is your memory, your intellect, your mind, your ego. They all make, that becomes a bubble. And it travels and seeks, as per many religions, excepting Islam and Judaism, rebirth. Seeks another body and rebirth till the time all the bad karma and good karma he finishes. In other words, realizes oneness with this consciousness, with the Brahman, with God, becomes one with Divine Mother or Krishna or whatever you say. It's oneness. And now look at it. Think. Brahman is consciousness. I am consciousness. What about God? This question comes. So the answer in the Vedanta is very simple. He says, and somebody asked Ramana Maharshi and was asked, he said that, look, you as a jiva, you can choose your actions. That animal as a jiva can choose its action. And God cannot choose its action. God can choose what to do. He was saying, can I see God? Can God see me? Now this is dualistic religion. There is God and there is me. What's the difference in the dualistic? Dualistic religion is God is separate from you. In Advaita, and Mandak is saying God is none other than you. Tattva. How is this God? It sounds very good and very cool. How is it? This is not the body, not the name, not the form, not the gender, not the age. It is that consciousness. That consciousness is the one in everyone. If you recollect, Dr. Thapliyal's wife, when she was about to die, we went and visited. And you recollect how her face suddenly, we were talking to her, she suddenly got that. And you could see from inside something, tremendous light. You could see that light pouring out of her face, her eyes, literally like a glow coming out of that. And you could see her face became very pleasant. And she left her body, I think, another 1 day or 2 days' time. She realized that. That is that light, that consciousness, which is compared like light. What's the difference? See, that light is detached. It's not attached like the body, like your name and form and ego and how did she say that and how did he say that, with the mind that we keep judging. The moment we put what is that mind? Mind is the reason for all the suffering. When we put a name and form, you put a mind. I am so and so. The moment you realize you're one with that consciousness, right now, you don't have to wait to meet God in the heaven. This is what the power of the Advaita, most powerful message. You can realize becoming one called self-realization right now. And Vedanta says, if you have realized that you are that Brahman, even though you're acting now, pretending, somewhere it is there. Something was there in the Vedanta, I'm realizing now little. So clarify more of doubt, and that is why it is Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. Shravanam, listen. Mananam, reflect, ask question. And Nididhyasana, get that message strong through meditation. Realize it, feel it, And you will feel it. If it is the truth, you will. So now, that is Sukshma Sharira. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. Physical body, which is, those of you who have done a little study, must have done kosha, pranamaya kosha, annamaya kosha, manamaya kosha, jnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha. This annamaya kosha is the body made out of what I eat. So people are very careful what they eat. That is because the body becomes because of what you eat. Then pranamaya kosha, how you breathe. You notice your mind is directly linked with the breath. If you're very angry, how do you breathe? And when you're calm and peaceful, how do you breathe? When you're sleeping, how do you breathe? The breath is directly linked. And if no breath, you're dead. Then comes manamaya kosha. Your mind is directly linked with the pranamaya kosha. Then comes jnanamaya kosha. And then goes to anandamaya kosha. Now, these koshas are also linked with their body. So, once the body, the fine body, Sukshma Sharira is gone, physical body is there, where is the consciousness? Consciousness is neither part of that, which is actually you are. If you're not conscious, you can't do anything. If you're in coma or unconscious, you can't do anything. So where is this consciousness when I die? The consciousness is like everywhere. And when I am born into consciousness, meaning it's like a vast ocean of consciousness, vast ocean of water, a wave is born. Are you with me now? Are you understanding? Am I making it? A vast wave, huge wave, tsunami, born in an ocean of water. Consciousness is ocean in which we are born. So how do you take that ocean consciousness? How do you understand? So this is what Taittiriya Upanishad is explaining to us. I'm trying to make it very simple. I find it is simple, not complicated. And this is why the Western world is understanding. So they are explaining who is God, who is Ishvara, who is Brahman. Explanation of God. You will not find it anywhere. Vedanta tells. Say what? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is what? Existence. What is existence? Ocean of existence, like ocean of consciousness. And Chit, what is Chit? Ocean of consciousness. The existence, consciousness, when they both, they're not two different. They're one, but different expression of the same energy. And Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman is the definition by Taittiriya Upanishad. Who is God? Who is Ishvara? Satyam, Jnanam. Sat is existed. Jnanam is consciousness. Anandam, Ananda, joy. The moment you realize these two, you're in infinite bliss. Is Brahman, is vast. Brahman is vast. Not vast ocean, not vast mountain, not vast desert, just vast. Can you imagine? Definition of God is also given in that tiny 12 mantras in Mandakya Upanishad. He's giving it to you. And now what do we do? It says, just become aware. So what are we going to do? Through this meditation, what we practice in the Vedanta meditation, is you become just aware. Not the body. You are aware of your body. You know I'm sitting in this hall now, listening to a boring talk, whatever. You're aware. But I'm asking you, let me make you clear what is awareness. It is not consciousness. But I gave an example a little while ago. Awareness is like the moonlight from sunlight. Moonlight, what is moonlight? Moonlight is in the moon, sun's light falls, which in turn comes to the earth. What is Consciousness gives the light, little energy to the mind. That becomes awareness. In their medical term, they call it reflective consciousness. It becomes awareness. Awareness is consciousness, but it is not the consciousness. Why? How? Moonlight is sunlight, but moonlight is not the sunlight. It is also sunlight, but it is not the sunlight, meaning it is not the consciousness. Sunlight is infinitely big, moonlight is little bit. That way, if you understand it, easier to proceed with awareness. And then, this understanding the fourth, the Turiya, Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti, awakened state, dream state, deep sleep state, and Turiya, fourth state. So, I covered it before you all came. Is the Jagrat, one Omkar. That Omkar is the most powerful mantra in the world. And in all religions, they use. Christianity is also using it. Not as Om sounding, but they say Amen. And if you ever say it to yourself, when you say Om, you will find your navel gets constricted. If you say Amen, same thing will happen. If you say Amen, same thing will happen. That's Islam. So every religion is using it slightly different way in a written down. Pronunciations will all come more or less same. Now, that going into that awareness and through the awareness to the consciousness. So how do we become the awareness in the meditative state? You're breathing in and breathing out. Not follow the breath, but be aware of the coolness of the breath. What are you aware of? Like you're aware of this place. I'm sitting here. Clock is ringing. I'm aware of it. Aware of the coolness. And as you breathe out, aware of the warmth. Now, the beauty about yogic process of meditation, you have to be, don't eat that, don't eat this, do the fasting and all these regulation, restriction to why? To calm down your mind. In the Vedantic meditation, your mind is running away somewhere. In Vedantic meditation, they say, it's okay. Let it go. Be aware. What are you now aware? You're aware. I was aware of the sound. I am not aware of the cuckoo clock clicking. And then if I make my mind run there, then from this cuckoo clock, it will go to another cuckoo clock and we'll go to Switzerland. Mind will run like that. Okay? Don't do that. Don't follow it. I am meditating. And suddenly I am thinking about my son, my daughter, my wife, my husband, and thinking about what are they doing. And from there, I'm going into jalebis after jalebis. That's the mind going ahead. Don't let it. What do? I'm not saying like in yogic process, you control the mind. That is called titiksha. It's called dharana. You've heard about dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana, hold on to it. Pratyahara, fix it. Yogic process. In the Vedantic meditation, it's saying, first, relax as you start meditating. To get into that consciousness of the Mandakya Upanishad and become aware and become powerful. Whatever you wish will happen. This is how powerful it is. Now, what do you become? First, relax. Second, from relaxation, become. From relaxation, think of joy, think of fun, think of ananda. Just think. Happiness, joy. The word, it is used in Vedanta, ananda or bliss. You use the word because joy means different, laughter means different, happiness means different in the Western. You feel joy should be Ananda. So relax, just think about joy. Think about joy, you will see you cannot think about joy like this. You have to do this, but you did smile. So you will gently smile. So what is it? Golden rule. This is a guideline of Vedantic meditation. First, relax. Second, think about joy. And then, mind is now like a monkey running around. So the word goes on here, let it come. Somebody is coming, let it come. Whatever is coming, let it come. Whatever thought comes in. But don't follow the thought with the mind. What do you do? Let it be. Let it come. Let it be. What are you being? You're being aware. Now, what are you doing meditation on? Awareness. Coolness, awareness. Warmth, awareness. Not the breath. Not the mind running around. But the awareness of this thought came. Hatred thought, love thought, angry thought, how dare she did that, he did that. Or I'm worried, money, bank, account, business, something, profession. Just be aware. Don't get into it with your mind. And it does. Beautiful. In Vedanta, it's saying, let it go. You become aware. You just stay aware. And if it comes back again, welcome. Knee is paining. Be aware. Try. Don't move. How can I not move? Just try it. Just watch. You'll be shocked what will happen. Just try it. Sometime it may become too oppressive. If it becomes, Vedanta saying, go ahead, relax your leg. Be aware. Relax the leg and bring it back again. You are not moving. You're just relaxing that pain away and back. But don't do it too often. It goes on to say, that means you're giving into that. If you try to follow the mind, you're giving into that. So here, just be aware. You feel like sneezing. In Patanjali Yoga Sutta, they say no sneezing, no coughing, nothing. How can you control it? Vedanta saying, feel like sneezing? Okay, sneeze. Feel like coughing? Okay, cough. But don't keep on coughing. Then you will be disturbing everybody else. Very simple. Don't keep on moving. If you're sitting in a chair and meditating, don't keep on shifting. Chair will be creaking. It will disturb everybody. This is why in Vedanta meditation and in most of the ashramas, they say, don't even keep your mobile in silent mode. Silent. They say switch off the mobile. They say don't keep it in silent mode, because silent mode also it goes on. People can hear it in meditation. So he said, it will disturb them. Don't do that. Just say, don't have the mobile. If somebody, I do this. I say, if somebody wants me badly, he'll call me again. And there's a beautiful system called missed call. You go back and call back. Right now, at God's time. Right now is Brahman time. Right now is meditation time. Nothing else comes in important. So what is it? Relax. Think of joy. Let it come. Let it be. Let it go. And then silence. Be aware of that silence. And then be aware of the three states we talked about: Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti. A weekend state with which we are doing everything. Eating, sleeping, doing, learning, studying, reading, watching TV, having fun, going off to sleep, tired body, tired mind, and then going into deep sleep. You're just now think, is the waking state. U is the dream state. A and U, when you put together, it becomes O in Sanskrit, Sandiksha. So instead of Aum, or in English, A-U-M, A-I-U, like that, you say Om in Sanskrit. Anu together is O. And ma. And that ma is when you're doing, is the deep sleep state. Oh, you're doing chanting and you are meditating, silently chanting, not loudly. You can do it loudly also, but it will disturb other people. If you're alone and you want to do it, it's okay. But in every place today, somebody is listening. Even at home, somebody is listening. So I recommend do it silently. Same chanting. And as you're doing it, when you go to the this is a deep sleep state. And then you have to take a breath, whether silently or loudly, you have to take a breath now to do it again. That breath is the silence. Be silent there. And during this time, as I'm chanting it in the meditation, you are throwing that light of the consciousness in the waking state. What is that? Initial part of the Om. As you start the Om, light is falling in my waking, realizing the waking state. That material cause of the ornament is the gold. The material cause of my waking state is illuminated by the consciousness by which I'm doing things. I'm aware of that awareness. That's it. Awareness. I'm aware of the awareness. I'm not doing the work and looking at the data and things like that. I'm just aware of that awareness in the waking state. In the dream state, dream sleep state, aware there is dream going on, mind is going on, another body is running around, my body is lying on the bed, another my body is playing around there. But I'm not the body, I'm not that mind, I am the awareness. I'm aware of it. I'm doing, this is halfway through. And as you come to the, I'm going into the deep sleep state. You're actually aware of the deep sleep. And then silence is the mass of light, is the Turiya. Brilliant light.
How can we aware and deep sleep?
You can see I will put this up. Can you see this light? This is how you'll be glowing. Imagine yourself glowing like that. Okay?
But how can we be aware and deep sleep together?
Sorry?
How can we aware and deep sleep together?
How can you?
Be aware and deep sleep together.
How can you be aware and deep sleep?
Together.
Yeah. You are not, like you are aware of the waking state. Aware of the waking state. But in the waking state, let's say you're sitting and meditating. Or in the waking state, you're thinking about I'm driving a car. You are aware of the driving phenomena. Philosophical language. Phenomena. You're aware of cooking. I'm not what cooking rasgulla or malai kofta. No. I'm aware of the act of cooking. I'm aware of the act of deep sleep. I'm not in that state, but I'm aware of the state, aware of the dream state, aware of the wakeful state, aware of the deep sleep state. And then I'm aware of the silence, which is the Turiya, which is the light. I'm glowing with that light. As I'm aware of the wakeful state, my wakeful state is lit up. My dream state is lit up as I'm halfway through Om. And deep sleep state, I'm aware of the deep sleep. It's kind of a phenomena. Just be aware of that. I'm in the deep sleep. And then again, you're going into the light. So just for a small time, maybe 2, 3, 4 seconds, depending on your length of your breath. And then light. And as in the silent state, that light is engulfing you, glowing with that light. Who am I? I am that light. I'm not this body. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shiva is what? That light. Chidananda Rupaham. What is Chidananda Rup? Chit Ananda is that light. When you're saying Sat Chit Ananda, that is that. Satyam Jnanam Anantam is that God is that light. As per Advaita Vedanta, as per Mandakya Upanishad, just reflect on that light. And if you now know when you become, you say, I'm Buddha. Buddha is the one who knows. It means Buddha means the one who knows. I know what? I'm not this name, I'm not this mind, I'm not this body, I'm something else. I'm using this body. I'm using this mind. Just like I'm using my car. I'm using my mobile. I'm using my laptop. I'm not my laptop. I'm using my car. It is my car, but it is not me. I'm using this body. It is my body, but it is not me. But generally you say, this is me. Where is Robin Ghosh? You understand? It's a big paradigm shift. And when you come out of the meditation, at the end of it, when you finish this Omkar, do it about 10 or 15 times, then it be still. Do it 5 times, 6 times. No limitation. You're driving in a car, going to Mumbai, do it silently in your car. You're being driven by a chauffeur. You can do it. You can do it in a fish market. You can do it when patients are howling, crying, babies crying. Generally, yogic process, they will say, go to silent, go to mountain, go to cave. In Advaita Vedanta, say you can do Advaita meditation anywhere. Be aware of the babies howling. You can get into the deep meditation. You're what? Aware of the sound. Because you're just aware of the awareness, not the sound. You're aware of the awareness and not the sound. It's not disturbing you. You're aware. How? Because of my ability to hear, I can be aware of the sound of the vision. Sounding complicated? Try it out. Now, in a fish market, smell disturbing you, noise disturbing you, you are aware of my awareness. And this my awareness is the awareness of the fish, of the market, of the people, is the one awareness everywhere. I'm aware of that awareness, glowing light. I am that light. You will suddenly find that pain in the knee, that discomfort, that fever, that headache, that migraine, that suffering, that financial problem, that relationship problem, including the fish market noise, will suddenly vanish off. You are there, and it will go away. Something will happen. And this, I cannot tell you, because I cannot tell you what is the taste of Alfonso mango. I can't tell you this. You have to taste it. I can't tell you what a rasgulla tastes like or mishti doi tastes like. You have to eat it. And then you are with it. Now the beauty is at the end of it, when you finish this 5 times or 10 or 15 times, we'll practice it now. Then be with it. Be still for a while. If the mind comes back, and mind is coming and saying something, tring, just be aware of it. And again, be aware of the light. Just be that same process. I'm aware of their awareness. Let it come, let it be, let it go. Don't try to fight it. In the yogic process, they say, still it. Do what? Trataka. Look at the lamp, or look at the face of your favorite guru, disciple, divine mother, and keep looking at her. These are called fixation. You're fixing. In this, none of this. And tremendously powerful. And you can imagine, entire Hinduism, the entire Upanishad, the entire Vedanta, thousands of years. And today, as I shared with you all, Waking, Dreaming Being, even Thompson, and David Chalmers in NYU, Ned Block in New York, in Princeton, they all are doing research on this Mandakya and Upanishad, and you and I don't know things. This is very sad. Let's start doing this. We will do the practices now, do the exercises. The exercises are very important. removes the nodules, which in turn removes a lot of sicknesses, gives you a lot of energy, gives you stability to sit, be able to sit for a while. And it just takes 10, 12 minutes. Even if you do it very slowly, it takes maximum 15 minutes. But you must do it. And do it 2 times a day, morning, evening. Even if it is 15 minutes. Generally, it should take a little more. And don't miss it. Follow the basic things, right posture, right place, right asana. Don't share your asana with anybody. The Shadaman takes care. This asana, nobody uses it. They handle it, yes, but nobody sits on it. Because your asana carries your magnetic vibration. So have your asana. If you don't have an asana, it's okay. God will give it to you. Right now, have a blanket. That's good enough. Have a bed sheet. That will also be okay. I used to do it initially in a towel. I didn't have anything. I was a simple bachelor. So don't do it plain on earth. Because whatever energy you create, it gets earth. It goes down. Goes down to the earth. So this is why they used to put a skin of an animal, tiger skin, deer skin. So you should have, ideally speaking, earth, which is kusha grass, which is here inside in this, and then silk, and then wool. The 3 elements should be there. So that is why the blanket or an animal skin. Animal skin has got all those 3 together. This is how you find the rishis used to sit on animal skin. Now these animals should not be killed and then used. Animal skin should be animal which is died natural death. That animal skin should be used. So that's why I did not have an animal skin till somebody, you remember somebody came down, I think you were there during your time, came from South Africa. He'd gone to South Africa. South Africa had got thousands of deer and they sell in the airport. They're natural death. So he bought from there and brought for us. So we start off with the exercises, and during the exercises, continue to be aware. When you're doing the breathing, Kriya Yoga meditation, we will give you some of the exercises today. Follow them. In that exercise, also become aware. Let's say you're doing Omkar meditation. Be aware you're doing Hamsa meditation. Do be aware of the cool. Earlier, what was it told? In the yogic process, we were told, Vyas, what will be told? Follow the breath. Watch the breath. No? And listen to the Omkar. Here also you're listening to the Omkar, but being aware of the listening. Here also you're following the breath, but you're not following the breath mentally up and down like in the Kriya, but you're aware of the breath going in, aware of the warmth going in. You're not following the breath.
Jai Guru.